Ya. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, in, in this opportunity, let me introduce ourselves from Group 7. Today, we will present material about diabetes mellitus and simple future tense. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Chitwanda Putri as the moderator and my colleague, Mrs. Mariani. Okay, next. Okay, this list of contents. First, diabetes mellitus. The second is simple future tense. Next, the table of content, a conversation, reading, vocabulary, simple future tense, exercise, and grammar exercises. Okay, next. Next, we will have a conversation, me as Ms. Yesi and my colleague as Mr. Chandra and Ramadan. Okay, let's start it. Mrs. Mariani.
Yeah. Good afternoon, nurse.
Good afternoon, Ma'am. Do you have any problem?
Yes, my child has got fever and diarrhea.
Oh, what is your child's name and how old is he?
His name is Ramadan. He is 15 years old.
How long has he been suffering from fever and diarrhea?
He, he has had diarrhea since 2 days ago, and last night he has 2 fevers.
Okay, Ramadan, can you remember what food that you ate before you got diarrhea?
Yes, I can. Yesterday I eat hot and spicy food in a small restaurant behind my school. When I went home, I have got stomach and diarrhea.
How many times did you get diarrhea in 24 hours?
And time in a day, nurse.
What did you do to help Ramadan, Mr. Sandra? Mrs. Sandra?
I told him to drink a lot and I bought diarrhea medicine for him, but it could not help him much.
Okay, you did the right thing. I'll call the doctor to examine you, Ramadan, but I need to take your vital sign first.
Okay, nurse.
I'd like to check your body temperature. Miss Yesi puts a thermometer in Ramadan's armpit. She also assesses his heart rate and respiratory rate. Oh, you still got a fever. Your temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. Heart rate 2010 beat per minute and respiratory rate 28 phm. Okay. Okay, then I'd like to check your blood pressure. I help you to roll your sleep up. And then the CSC measures his blood pressure by a sphygmomanometer. It's done. Your blood pressure is 2010 per 70. It's normal, thank you. Please wait for the doctor in about 5 minutes.
You're welcome.
Okay, next. First, we will discuss about diabetes mellitus and will be continued by Mrs. Mariani.
Okay, diabetes mellitus. According to WHO, diabetes is a chronic disease that occurs either when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin or when the body cannot effectively use the insulin it produces. Insulin is a hormone that regulates blood blood glucose. Hyperglycemia, also called rise blood glucose or rise blood sugar, a common effect of uncontrolled diabetes and over time lead to serious damage to many of the body system, especially the nerves and blood cells. Menurut WHO, diabetes adalah penyakit kronik yang terjadi ketika pankreas tidak memproduksi cukup insulin atau ketika tubuh tidak dapat menggunakan insulin yang dihasilkan secara efektif. Insulin adalah hormon yang mengatur glukosa darah. Hiperglikemia juga disebut peningkatan glukosa darah atau peningkatan gula darah. Adalah efek umum dari diabetes yang tidak terkontrol dan seiring berjalannya waktu menyebabkan kerusakan serius pada banyak sistem tubuh, terutama saraf dan pembuluh darah. Cause of diabetes, also much is known about diabetes mellitus. The actual cause of this problem is not known. There is evidence, however, that diabetes mellitus tends to run in families. Therefore, many people are most likely born with the tendency to develop diabetes mellitus. These people usually have mild cases that seem to be triggered by unusual mental stress, other illness, or obesity. Obesity is a condition involving excessive body fat resulting in extreme overweight. Exactly why mental stress, other illness, or obesity seem to trigger diabetes mellitus is not known. Meskipun banyak yang diketahui tentang diabetes mellitus, penyebab sebenarnya dari masalah ini tidak diketahui. Akan tetapi, ada bukti bahwa diabetes mellitus cenderung diturunkan dalam keluarga. Oleh karena itu, banyak orang kemungkinan besar terlahir dengan kecenderungan untuk menderita diabetes mellitus. Orang-orang ini biasanya memiliki kasus ringan yang tampaknya dipicu oleh stres mental yang tidak biasa, penyakit lain, atau obesitas. Obesitas adalah suatu kondisi yang melibatkan lemak tubuh yang berlebihan, yang mengakibatkan kelebihan berat badan yang ekstrim, atau diketahui secara pasti mengapa stres mental, penyakit lainnya, atau diabetes tampaknya memicu diabetes mellitus. Next, effects of diabetes mellitus. Too much glucose in the blood prevent the blood from carrying certain other things needed by the body cells. To excess glucose must be eliminated by the body if the cells are to work as they should. To detect diabetes mellitus, a blood glucose test, also known as fasting blood glucose, can be performed. Before the test, you must be fast or not eat or drink for 8 hours before the test. This test is usually done in the morning and is often used as the diabetes screening test. This might be repeated to confirm the diagnosis. Terlalu banyak glukosa dalam darah mencegah darah membawa hal-hal yang dibutuhkan oleh sel-sel tubuh. Jadi, kelebihan glukosa harus dikeluarkan oleh tubuh agar sel-sel tubuh dapat bekerja sebagaimana mestinya. Untuk mendeteksi diabetes mellitus, dapat dilakukan tes glukosa darah, juga dikenal sebagai glukosa darah puasa. Sebelum tes, Anda dapat berpuasa atau tidak makan atau minum selama 8 jam sebelum tes. Tes ini biasanya dilakukan pada pagi hari dan dan sering digunakan sebagai tes screening diabetes. Ini dilakukan untuk memastikan diagnosis. Next, controlling diabetes mellitus. So, diabetes mellitus cannot be cured. It can be controlled once it is detected. When diabetes mellitus is under control, diabetes can live a nearly normal life. But if this problem goes to untreated or uncontrolled, it can become very serious. Diabetes mellitus has been known to contribute to other physical problems such as heart disease, blindness, and kidney disease. In fact, untreated or controlled diabetes mellitus is involved in a 300 died deaths in the United States years each year. Thus, diabetes mellitus is among the 10 leading causes of death in the United States. Meskipun diabetes mellitus tidak dapat disembuhkan, penyakit ini dapat dikendalikan setelah terdeteksi. Jika diabetes mellitus terkendali, penderita diabetes dapat menjalani kehidupan yang hampir normal, namun jika masalah ini tidak diobati atau tidak terkontrol, penyakit ini dapat menjadi sangat serius. Diabetes diketahui dapat menyebabkan masalah fisik lainnya seperti penyakit jantung, kebutaan, dan penyakit ginjal. Faktanya, diabetes mellitus yang tidak diobati atau tidak terkontrol menyebabkan sekitar 300.000 kematian di Amerika Serikat setiap tahunnya. Dengan demikian, diabetes mellitus termasuk dalam 10 penyebab kematian teratas di Amerika Serikat. Next, vocabularies. Ada tendensi atau kecenderungan, develop atau berkembang, ada exercise atau berlebihan, overweight atau kelebihan berat badan, glucose atau glukosa, college atau mengumpulkan, carrying atau membawa, eliminate atau menghilangkan, mixture atau campuran, store disimpan, simptom atau gejala, kontrol atau pengawasan.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Mariani, for a great explanation. Next, uh, the second material is simple future tense. Okay. Simple future tense is a tense to describe an event that has not started and will occur in the future. A sentence in the simple future tense can be marked with the use of the words will, shall, and going to. Simple future tense is also used to express a prediction or wish. Broadly speaking, the words will, shall, and going to have the same meaning, which means will. However, in some circumstances, the word can also have different meanings based on the context. Next. Okay. Jadi simple future tense ini untuk mengekspresikan kalimat yang yang masih direncanakan ya atau belum terjadi. Oke. Next, simple future tense is divided into two formula. First is will or shall, and second is going to. First, will and shall in positive sentence. The formula is subject plus will or shall first plus verb one. Example, I will be a teacher. And we shall go to cinema together. In negative sentence is the formula subject plus will or shall plus not plus verb one. Example, he will not join our sport club and we shall not stay here. In interrogative sentence, the formula is will or shall plus subject plus verb one plus mark question. An example, will you come with me to the party tonight? And shall we go to Lombok next week? And second is going to. In positive sentence, the formula is subject plus to be is are plus going to plus verb one. Example, I am going to paint my bedroom tomorrow. And Dini is going to finish her homework tonight. And in negative sentence, the formula is subject plus to be, is are, plus not, plus going to, plus verb one. Example, she is not going to read that book tomorrow. And in interrogative sentence, the formula is to be, is are, plus subject, plus going to, plus verb one. Example, are you going to the beach next week? Next. Will, shall, and going to. Ini perbedaan kapan untuk menggunakan will or shall and going to. Sebentar ya, Kak. Sorry. Will is used for the subject I, you, we, they, she, and it. And shall is used for the subject I and we. And shall and will are usually used for the spontaneous or predictive activities. Contohnya, example, I will eat at the restaurant. And take an umbrella, I think it will rain. And going to is used for the word I, you, we, they, she, he, and it. Going to is usually used for activities that have been planned and there is definite evidence or sign. Example, it's dark now, bring an umbrella, it's going to rain anytime soon. Jadi untuk perbedaannya kalau will shall itu digunakannya untuk kata-kata yang spontan atau aktivitas yang masih diprediksi. Tapi kalau untuk going to, ya ini sama prediksi juga, tapi yang sudah ada tanda-tandanya. Boleh, next.